Welcome back to Nier. So we're in Facade now. So let's try to see if we get to the King's Palace and understand these garbage language we're speaking of. Thanks. By the way, if you get into the sand, it doesn't kill you, but you have to restart from a specific point of a map. It's annoying. So you see that vehicle, you can jump on it and just wait for you to get dragged all the way.
Let me guess.
Welcome, yes, welcome to Facade. If over here you will see
no,
Inafune
Dweebs,
Boulevard, and then here you'll see
part,
Fred Streets.
Dweebs, this is part RPG, so it needs to be like this. Welcome to Facade. Welcome to Facade.
Yeah,
Welcome.
true.
Now, I'm just going to give a guided tour of Facade. Over here you'll find Inafune
Actually,
Boulevard.
Dweebs, that's what we're gonna get. That's what we're gonna do later on. An actual guide tour.
Or go to Inafune Boulevard.
Not
Okay,
necessary,
Facade.
Dweebs.
So let me guess. On a New Game Plus, you can see what they're saying.
No, because we're actually gonna learn almost immediately.
Oh, would you look at that! We don't have to replay the game just to learn the language. I mean,
You
don't
hear
get me
that,
wrong.
You hear that, Final Fantasy X?
I mean,
But there's still some kind of replayability, but just not from the immediate start of the game.
and
Oh
okay,
my god! There you go. Nier is channeling a Bridget Kaiba.
Right. Also, don't get me
So
wrong,
many
audience. I
stairs.
actually do like Final Fantasy X, but that game does still have its issues.
Anyway, let's try speaking to the guards. Might as well.
That's why we're pondering having Jova do that, since he's more level-headed than me.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to Final Fantasy X, I see it like the...
All right. It seems that we cannot do that much, so just try to go back to the entrance and figure out what we can do.
They won't let us in.
No, they don't understand us, so in the first place. So, oh, look at that.
GTFO.
Oh my god,
Oh.
Pyramid Head!
No. Oh, but stuff fell from her, so let's
You
pick it
okay?
up. Might as well.
Are you okay?
I love this moment, especially because Papa Nier doesn't say a word. He just goes and do it because he's such a good father. Jesus.
But yeah, I mean, seriously though, this looks
I
like a
want to steal it.
this seriously looks like a
He's
town
too
of...
good of a person.
Seriously though, this looks like
Alright,
a...
Shiroi. Oh, yeah, this girl doesn't speak, but through body language wise will understand what she says, and sometimes we'll get some parentheses language. That's you, basically, to voice.
I am Fira.
Okay.
You in trouble?
So there you go. Thanks to the power of being deaf, we'll actually understand what these people are saying.
Unless I can understand them.
She's gonna do. For now, she's gonna do basically be our translator for now.
Oh, she will act as our guide. How fortuitous.
Yay.
Wait, can she understand us?
Yeah. Because she remember she's deaf, so she and she can speak. So she.
Yeah, remember, sign language knows no language.
Yeah.
Oh, I get that, but how are we...
yeah, there are rules to follow. I just say that it's one of the cornerstones of Facade.
So how can she...
Alright.
Wait, if we're not doing the sign language, how can she understand us?
It's implied that it's implied that Vice is doing stuff with doing some stuff in that she can understand.
And if you look over here, you'll see
Anyway,
the
there you go,
remains of
Shiroi.
you will see the remains of Josween's dignity.
This is the item shop.
Ooh,
She's gonna do the tour guide for the entire sound.
nice.
All shops and houses in this city must abide by the following rule.
Get ready, Shiroi, because there's a fuck ton of numbers to read.
Right.
Really? Oh boy, are we going into accounting?
Rule 106. Do not live on level ground.
I can see
Oh,
why.
we're doing a fill from Hercules.
Rule 106.
Uh-huh. We're starting from the top. We have many rules.
No Vibas, no vibes. No Vibas, no vibes.
Who's gonna do that game, I wonder? You?
Not me.
Dio, then.
Sorry, which one?
Baby's
Baby's
kids.
kids.
Yes, that is the rule.
I'll pass.
Dwibs, then.
For now, at least.
What?
You were...
Baby's kids.
Well,
I don't get
Well,
it.
based on the movie.
Wait, you've never heard of Baby's Kids?
Watch the Nostalgia Critic review of it. It's hilarious.
Both the game
We'll
and
see
the
we're
movie.
in progress. Basically, now you have to follow Fira, and she will guide you. I know what you're thinking. Oh boy, this sounds so slow and annoying. Halfway through, the game will give you the option if you want just to stop it and just go right to the King's Palace if you want.
I'll admit, I would like the full tour. It seems.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do, I think.
Sure.
Over here, you will see the hopes and dreams of Iron Fist fans.
World
Hold on.
building and shit.
This is a subs gift though.
Yeah, apparently this desert sand works as like water.
Wow!
Rule 115.
1,017.
Oh, right. I thought they were doing two separate
Yeah.
rules there for a second. 115,017. You must view the town by ship before purchasing any items.
Why is
Okay.
that far down the line? Shouldn't that be like
That's-
rule number
that's-
10?
Even
Tall
Vice is saying
thing.
that.
They're forcing you to do the touristy thing before you.
Yeah,
do
how the hell does-
touristy.
That makes it a nightmare to do commerce in this
I don't
town.
know. It was a rule that was in place when I first came here, not a new one.
Wow. It's not even a new rule.
We gotta
rule
follow
doesn't
them.
make
I
any
don't understand
sense.
it, but
Your people are still making rules?
oh yeah. Yeah, I heard that we passed rule 124,046 earlier this month.
Jesus.
Oh god.
Well,
Bureaucracy.
To quote-
I would hate to see the archives
To,
of
qu-
this.
to quote, I am Weasel Judge. It is my job to uphold all laws, even patently stupid laws. So I sentence myself to a correctional facility.
Sentence myself.
well, I don't know. I mean, well, they seem friendly enough despite the
Basically,
abundance of rules.
in I Am Weasel, there's a law where if the judge is fuzzy and has a tail, and the culprit is a red baboon with a red butt, then the judge must do the sentence with the culprit. Yes, I Am Weasel is weird.
And since we're applying with American logic, it means there must have been a precedent to that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, well, despite all the numerous rules that this town has, they're still rather friendly. Like, you'd think that a town with that many rules
It's just
must
a
be
matter of bureaucracy. We're gonna give a basic idea on why these rules are here, and we run an interesting concept with it by the end of the story arc, as you
And-
say.
And besides, some of the rules do seem helpful, like don't live on level ground.
is a
That makes
question.
sense, given the fact that there's
Yeah.
quicksand. Well, maybe not quicksand, but
Rule
moving sand.
11,034. You must live at a level of, appropriate to your position.
That's another rule that makes sense. Huh.
So it's kind of like in Remember Me, the lower class who lives in the shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what am I doing living here
So
then?
the aristocracy lives in the top levels.
Remember, the Iblis, we need to do a tour guide before actually interacting with everyone
Yes.
else. This
Oh.
also implies that
Seems
what
like a
what the
rather
people
unpleasant
told us
rule
before
for
was
everyone.
you cannot do anything for now.
Does this girl plan to drag us about the
Yeah, there you go.
entire
That's the
town
point where Vice
fashion?
suggests you just
It
want
sure
to
does
keep.
love a
Rule
rule,
number
doesn't it?
1. I must read all the rules to you.
Oh god.
But I don't know.
Nah,
maybe,
she's too
uh,
cute to ignore.
Oops, again impeding progress. You need to let the NPC flow.
Yeah, basically it was after that. Oh,
No, don't worry. Go ahead. It's just a transitional cutscene.
basically, it was right after explaining. It was right after the defense attorney explained that specific law that I Am Weasel Judge specifically said. I must uphold all laws, including even patently stupid laws.
He loves his job, I guess. But yeah, seriously though, this looks like a town of pyramid heads.
That's
Rule
where
number 400.
cultural mask,
It was
is.
probably the writers taking a jab at the judicial system.
Rule number
Yeah.
Rule number 482. All
Also,
laws
again,
that
with the
have
lighting
all,
edgy, I'm getting blinded by this.
all numbered lords that are even numbers do not apply on the third Wednesday of each month.
I forgot.
Imagine
Who's that
getting blinded
director?
like
I forget. Who's that director who loves the lens?
Yokotaro.
Who's that
Oh, I thought you
director?
were that.
Who's that director who loves lens flare?
Oh no, this. Shira?
You right?
This is a
Hold on.
strange,
A strange things
store.
store.
Yeah, it has surfboards and street signals.
Oh, so this is the town from Surf Ninjas.
No, but basically,
Remember,
he's
bend your knees, close
Yes,
your
that's
eyes.
what sells
He,
strange
yeah,
things.
he scavenge weird parts that can be used in machines and everything. We're gonna need his help in a couple of side quests.
Nice.
I don't know. The things are so strange. No one is sure what they do.
Tell me, Papa Nier, what is the exact function of a rubber duck?
Squeak.
Rubber ducky, you're the one. You make bad time lots of fun. And you probably
Rule
don't
number
even
5, no singing.
you probably don't even get that reference because you haven't seen good old Sesame Street, the American
Also, as you
version.
can see, pretty much all the inhabitants of Assad wears a mask of some sort.
I don't think Sesame Street is even aired here anymore.
Really?
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah, it's not.
I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah, it doesn't air in Europe anymore, I think.
Dang. Wait, hold on. Really?
Well, the thing is, Joe, I can speak for Dwebs, but here in Portugal, we actually had our very own version of Sesame Street.
Yeah.
No, actually, no, too. Our very own version of Sesame Street with actual Portuguese actors and stuff like that.
Characters?
But eventually it kind of died off because, you know...
Kinda the same thing here, sadly. But at least for the 90s, there was a great improvement in educational programs for kids that actually were not, entirely for kids. There were some actual interesting jokes and the way that the people interacted with each other. Anyway, another loot. Basically, there are a lot of shops in this town too. Sure.
This is a store that sells raw materials.
Oh,
And
goody.
also
So you can use them to synthesize into items.
Use this material to make masks.
Wait, just that?
Rule 12. Do not neglect your mask.
Wow,
honey,
that's one of the early ones.
Honey, we're not in the land of Termina, okay?
It's funny you mentioned that, Pedro. Let's just say that again. Yokotaro is not done with the Zelda references.
Well, yeah, I can tell he's a Zelda fan, so...
If you
Oh.
want to live here, you must have a mask on at all times.
So we're just stopping by, I guess.
Yeah, basically, she's gonna come in a minute, but basically strangers do not need a mask to roam around. As long as you don't.
Basically, Shiro, in Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, there's a milk bar where you can only enter... the seal of entrance that you're allowed to enter is a cow mask.
How did they even see anything? It looks like the eye holes are really narrow.
That's kinda the idea. Remember, it's a sand city. It needs also to protect them from sand in your face.
Oh, so yeah, that actually makes sense why they would wear masks, and I wonder if they take them off when indoors.
Actually, no, we need to keep it all the time. In fact, this story arc in particular will be let us seeing someone without a mask, and which is considered very shameful.
But what if they want to kiss each other?
Dweebs, that's private stuff.
Oh.
Or maybe that's an hint or something, but keep that in the back of your brain for now.
Oh, maybe it's like an Eternal, no wait, maybe it's like in Blue Dragon, where if you don't have that much on, then that means you're looking to get hitched.
I love how the weapon shop doesn't get anything special. This is a weapon shop. Bye. This is over.
This concludes the tour of the city.
Thank you for your patience. I will now guide you to the King's Manor.
Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Aw, she's such a helpful and cute NPC. It's everyone's dream.
Well, so when does she die?
Again, Jova, it's funny you mentioned that.
Oh god, I hope nothing bad happens to that poor little deaf girl.
No, don't worry.
It's not so bad.
She turns out to be a murderer. It's not so bad.
Jova, this is Yoko Taro, not David Cage. Come on.
Oh, hold on. She's gonna say about basically the morals we have about the rules.
Although I used to ask the same question, and then someone told me. Rules do not exist to bind you. They exist so you may know your freedoms.
Huh, that's actually a nice moral
Yeah,
here.
at least for this context. I just say that much like all morals, it can be twisted and abused by people, very despicable people. But yeah, I just say that.
The rules are for you to know your freedoms as long as you're not a shopkeeper.
Oh.
When I look at it like that, they don't bother me.
Yeah, that's what Papa Nier say. Whatever gets you through the day.
Yeah, kid, rules are made to be broken.
True.
Alright, basically now the tour's over, so we're gonna just hop in one last time and get to the King's Palace. Maybe finally we'll get to some kind of explanation of what we need.
I just hope we don't have to deal with any of those bureaucracy of rules.
Rule number 2, insulting the rules is bad.
I love, you know, I just love to imagine that was the most thing on their priority at the time.
Cut to the palace and the king is King Enma.
Which makes you wonder, what is rule number 1? What on earth could they have considered the biggest priority that's even bigger than always having your masks on?
Actually, surprisingly enough, you will never, if I recall, we will never learn what rule number 1 is.
Shoot, how low do we
like
go
a
with the rule
mystery.
number?
Oh, by the way, Dweebs, in case you need to know, you'll be the attendant of the king. This person right here.
Theo, shall I ask?
Later.
Okay.
This is the king's manor. However, we have no king now.
What?
Yeah.
Shit sucks, bro.
Okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Kinda
So it's like in Sword in the Stone. A land without a king would have no law.
I've been stricken with a foul black illness.
Oh, apparently.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like in Sword in the Stone.
Apparently, the Black Scroll came here too.
Oh.
It's okay. Whoever draws a sword from the stone will be the new king.
Actually, surprisingly, no. There is already a prince and inheritor. But there's one problem.
The Black
He's a total dick, isn't he?
No. Let's just say that. Go ahead.
This is the Prince Royal Advisor.
He's not evil. I'm gonna tell you already. He's not evil. Just because he's advisor is not evil.
Well,
actually, no, Shiroi. You get actually some very charming moments later on.
That's nice.
Yeah, and apparently thanks to this, Vice has managed to learn the local language, so now we don't need to drag Fira all the way.
I feel like everything's too perfect here.
I mean, seriously, the people were actually nice.
Anyway,
they let us in.
That one is you.
I mean, besides the king, I mean, everything just seems too, like, I'm too paranoid now.
Well, remember, Shiro.
I'm afraid the prisoners not taking outside visitors.
Perfect.
Well, remember, Shiro, Zootopia also looked like an awesome place, didn't it?
You could come back another day.
Oh, yeah.
My patience for this kind of thing has long ago evaporated.
I'm sorry. Oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Your fault, Vera. Let's go back to kindness.
You're too forgiving, Papa Nier.
Yeah, I have to give Papa Nier credit. He is quite possibly the embodiment of patience.
Oh, trust me, Drova. This is a double-edged sword because, again, if you touch things that he really cares about, you better run the fuck away.
Yeah. Is it because of his curse?
No, basically, remember, he holds a lot he holds dear to all these people, so if they get in danger, he will hunt down the responsible and beat the living shit out of it.
That just goes to show how patience is a virtue and a weapon. Especially when it allows
for now
him to
we'll get back
fester.
to the entrance and maybe we'll understand now what to do.
Alright. So, Theo, there I ask.
I love especially the little puff that she gives when she's running. Go ahead, Pedro.
Aww.
So, Theo, there I ask. What is Rule 94?
I don't know.
Wait,
What is Rule 34?
I certainly don't know what are Rule 34 and 63.
What is Rule 69?
You stole my joke.
Numerology is such an interesting thing.
Rule number 99. Don't outpace yourself.
Get fit.
Rule number 95, kid. Concentrate. Rule number 96. Aim!
Where are you going? Oh, there you are.
Kaine. Thanks, camera.
Oh my god.
What?
Apparently
Oh my god, it's Laura Bailey!
Slow down, I can barely hear the person who saved me. Surely you don't know.
Apparently, Fira was the one that Kaine saved.
Helped you, this foul-mouthed hussy.
Piss off, book.
Piss.
You
Sorry,
guys
sorry.
done?
Greatest
that's
line
actually-
ever. Piss off book.
That's just because
Hey, did you hear the news?
it's kind of confusing because the game keeps jumping in the
Yeah.
between.
The
That can be
prince
very
is
confusing.
missing. What? We're in
The
violation.
violation of Rule 83,348. What's going on?
The prince is missing, and according to Rule 83,348, we have to start looking for him right away.
Can you imagine being in school in this town? You have
Well,
to
you
learn all
don't
of
get
this
it. The
shit.
prince went missing in the Baron Temple.
Would you be able to keep track of all these rules?
But
I-
Rule
I would put school
50,000
immediately.
50,527 states the only nobility may enter the temple.
Oh no. That means we can't go look for him.
Then why'd you make that
So-
overrule then?
Loopholes.
But what about Rule 83,348?
Don't tell me. The lower one takes priority. What about Rule 50,000?
Actually, no. Actually, the first time we experienced a loop like that.
Looks like all those rules
Yeah.
are getting in the way.
This is
Gee.
their way and their system of laws. As outsiders, we have no say in that.
Sorry, Vice. You do realize that Papa Neo is going to intervene anyway.
He's a JRPG hero. We need to save the common people and
Nothing to say, kinda, I see. Alright. Let's go help
I
out.
don't- I'm just gonna stay here and be stoic.
As per Rule
Yeah, I'm not gonna
7,004...
bother with that. Basically, you can start getting stuff like, for example, the maps that you need to navigate better the town and the desert.
So as per Rule 7,545, it's apparently in the rules
Thank
to
you
always
in
go to
name
the
of
merchant.
rules. In the name
Anyway,
of the
for
rules,
now,
I
I'm just
shall
roaming around the
punish
beat
you.
to get some materials that may need.
As per Rule 6,999, I hereby engage into
Like
you.
a new
which-
weapon.
Aw, that's
However,
nice.
however, it's not that powerful, so I'm just gonna collect it because, as I think I mentioned before, in order to get all the endings that you need, one of them, and two of them, requires you to get all the weapons in the game. And,
Oh. Okay.
no, it's
carry
not-
on. Carry
it's
on.
not. It's not hard, Pedro, because
No,
either
it's not that. Carry on. Just carry on.
you get either from the shops or you find them in some specific quest. There are a couple of you find them on the ground like that, but they're practically in your face, so the game is not hiding them at all.
Does that have anything to do with the saves that I gave you?
No.
Alright.
Anyway, the grocery instead will give us the items like the melon and watermelon that Yona needs.
Makes sense that all these merchants have rules specifically for
Now
them.
remember, Pedro, the save you gave me was just about the flour.
Yeah, don't you know, Pedro? Come on.
Rule number 1999.
Pedro, who are you talking
I
to?
swear to you, American Pedro, you need to start listening to Teo closer.
Yes, that's right, American Pedro.
No, I'm Portuguese Pedro. You're American Pedro.
Oh shoot, I thought
You're my American counterpart.
Anyway, you can start immediately getting some side quests from here.
Sure.
For the record, Teo, you misspoke my name instead of saying Jova. That's why we're making.
Oh, sorry.
But Rule 8,614 states that parents cannot purchase food for their children's birthday feast.
What?
Would you be
What
willing to
kind
help
of
me?
rule is that?
What kind of bullshit is that?
Okay. Fuck this. I'm moving.
Don't worry though.
I will eat food when I am hungry.
But since Pathfinder is such a delightful helper, he's
How
just-
do people even live in this town?
Rule number 4,000. Kids must do as they're told.
I need you to bring me 10 round striped
This is even
food
wor-
objects.
This is even worse
I
than the.
think you need to be more specific.
More worse than what?
I'm sorry, but Rule 27,229 states that when sending someone on an errand, you cannot state the name of the item you want them to buy. Wow, they really make it that hard to break the rules.
Oh, come on!
I'm with him.
Fine, I'll do it. But don't expect
Call me just feign ignorance. We don't live here.
Preposterous.
You cannot even tell that person what we wish to purchase.
Wait, we can't tell them. So what if we
Wait,
write it down?
wait.
No big deal.
How come we bought those items earlier then?
It does, but I trust they have a reason.
Tio?
Something
Sorry,
meaningful
can you
just
repeat
don't
that, please?
understand
If we can't say what we want to purchase, how do we purchase those items earlier? Then?
Actually,
We
no.
just
Remember,
randomly point for them?
remember, please. We are strangers. We are exempt from this rule.
That's
They
lucky.
just said
Besides, we can just buy stuff and not say that we need it for a birthday, technically.
True.
Wibs, I've got it.
What?
Rule number 15. If you are in this town for longer than 10 minutes, then you have to follow the rule.
Fuck.
This is even worse than the. This is even worse than the theme park in Bebe's Kids. No dancing, no eating, no fun, like, and it's like this massive list of no whatever.
Yeah.
I've actually seen an instance of that in real life when I was on holiday once.
Wow.
Really?
Oh, it's like that SWAT bots from the Sonic
It was
comic.
it
No
was in
fun
a-
allowed.
It was literally no singing, no dancing, no chewing gum, no running around, no Jesus fucking Christ.
And also, in order to reflect, again, as I mentioned in the previous part, in order to reflect their native language, all these characters, all these Passadians speak in fictional language based on Japanese, which you'll hear in the cutscene.
I'm starting to think that this whole system was conceived by Miss Trunchbull,
I don't know. I mean, I
the
go.
villain of Matilda Dwibs.
I don't know. I mean, well, the weird thing is, like, despite all these rules, they still managed to be a friendly community. So, I don't know.
Technically, they are, Jova. Don't worry,
Maybe
they
that
still
friendliness is
Ah!
indoctrinated into them.
They
because of
still
the
have
rules.
their skeletons in the closet. Don't worry.
No, wait,
it's
no, wait,
just
Pedro.
not as a dark
Pedro.
element as
got
maybe
it.
other cities.
What is it,
have.
Dwibs?
True.
The head teacher of Captain Underpants came up with these rules.
I forget. Was it Near or Noir Vice? I mean, okay. Was it okay? Was it Near or Vice who said there must be a reason for some of these rules?
Papa Nier.
Yeah, who knows? Maybe there is some
Papa
deep,
Nier.
dark past reason
Anyway,
why.
let's just go for now.
See if we can meet Ed Helms then.
Hold a moment. Seems the hussy is not moving. Yeah, Vice is not gonna. It's gonna call Kaine hussy for the rest of the game.
I'm still angry. I'm still angry over the fact that I had a lot of my backstory revealed without my permission.
Sorry.
I'm going to save the prince.
Aww.
I'm going to save the prince. Yay!
She's so adorable.
And we don't even say the thing. No, you can't. Have you forgotten about Rule 50,500?
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, screw the rules.
I'm
And
cute.
I have money.
He doesn't even have money.
Yes.
Screw the rules. I have a mask on my head.
Fight the system, motherfuckers.
Hey, listen to the younger generation.
Could just ask an outsider to go save him. Then
Damn
no one violates a rule.
millennials.
Loophole.
I wonder who could go.
Huh?
Loophole, honey. Loophole.
You know, an outsider like me.
Sorry, you've been here longer than
Hint.
10 minutes.
Oh, what luck. There just happens to be an outsider here who can't stop meddling in the affairs of others.
Oh, come on, Mice. You know you like doing
You
this.
can't stop
I
being
love you.
passive-aggressive.
Never asked such a thing.
I'll do it.
You
Oh,
know,
but Kaine's gonna do it.
Kira told me about Rule 1024. You know that.
Yeah, you
yeah,
know.
sure,
Oh, yeah,
totally.
Sure, we do.
1024. You must honor the request of any outsider owed a debt.
Oh.
That's how it goes, right, Fira?
Why did I ever agree to travel with such a people?
You know,
Don't
I,
worry, Vice. You'll grow. You grow out.
You people make me sick.
you know, I am so sad that this game never caught on back when it first came out. It really deserves a bigger audience.
Well, hey, the sequel got a bigger audience.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, but different cast of characters, sadly.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it takes place like a 1,000 years after or some shit.
3,000 years, actually.
Yeah.
Anyway, Fira,
me
now we're
show you
back in
the
the
way.
desert, and now Fira is gonna guide us because if in the part of the desert, yeah, we're going to get into the sandstorm. No, the
I
rule,
need my
the joke.
guidance to get through the sandstorm.
At least
Wow,
not for now.
they
Don't
have a
worry,
way
I
to
saved a couple
navigate.
of those for other playthroughs. Don't worry, guys, I saved those for another couple of playthroughs. Don't worry. But yeah, you need to let Fira guide you through the sandstorm because it's too in your face and you can get lost very easy. And Nier's gonna say, no, I'm not gonna go further because it's too intense.
That's
Oh,
probably what the masks
I
are
know what
for.
music I'm gonna play over this one then.
Anyway, you need to go to follow Fira. However, you will be attacked regularly by wolves. So it's like an escort mission, but the wolves never bother to attack Fira, so it's just a mission where you need to stop for a couple of seconds, kill the enemies in the area, and then
The wolves
proceed.
are frightened of the masks.
Yes.
You know, that actually would make sense as to why they
But
wear them
actually,
so
it's good
often.
for it's actually good for shadowing because basically the entire conflict that will be more prevalent in the second half of the game is the fact that the Fasadians are actually in open war against the wolves because due to the desert they need to balance their resources and the wolves are a problem. So basically hunting them regularly. And you'll see what these leads to in the second story arc that the city will have.
Well, Shiroi, actually, there is a mask in Majora's Mask that's called the Stone Mask, and it's whenever you have it on, you become invisible to any enemy. So maybe that's how these masks work as well.
Pedro, you know what's funny?
What?
This game of 2010, with this lack of budget, still managed to have better sand textures than
The lightning returns.
I
Yes.
know, that's...
How do you even, Toriyama?
It's Lightning Returns, the game that looks even worse.
You know what also happens? They leave footprints in the sand. That didn't happen in Lightning Returns.
God dang it.
The Pokemon games on like the 3DS leave footprints in the sand.
Like,
I know,
it's
right?
like the sand equivalent of plastic grass in Lightning Returns.
Alright. Shiroi?
Shiroi?
I won't guide you in the desert. Please stay close to me.
God dang it, girl, you are so brave!
Yes, little girl, go ahead and risk your life in the sense.
She's a deaf girl too.
Yeah, the mask protects her from the sand. Thankfully, apparently they don't have luck and actually.
What about the window?
Oh, simple. The
She's
mask
good,
is
I
keeping the wind from buffeting her with the sand.
Beware the wolves.
Thankfully, in this case, that's why I bought the map. It actually can help you understand where do the enemies come from. If you can see, it's in the small square. Yeah, there you go. So you're a book.
You know, that actually makes you wonder, how does his inner body... So how does Vice's mouth work, I wonder? I mean, can he eat stuff? How does he digest it? And if he's a book, where does he,
Too much semantics, Jova. They just say that he's able to talk. That's it. Anyway, the wolves, I never actually have explained, the wolves are kind of rich in combat because they tend to dodge a lot your attacks and they tend to blindside you the moment you lower your guard. So
Here, let me
you need
just
to be
loot
constantly
you.
on your toes and to, well, as expected, but
so
you
it's
need
another
to,
Zelda reference.
But you need to, the best way to attack them is to get close to them with a dodge and do the dodge attack, which actually is good because it covers a wide area.
I love how you just knelt down and looted him after killing him.
You can kind of also consider that kind of a Zelda reference of sorts, because the wolves in Ocarina of Time can be kind of annoying to kill as well.
Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, this is Yoko
Well,
Taro
dogs
we're
and
talking
wolves
about.
enemy in
It also
games in
doesn't
general
help.
tend to be very annoying.
It also doesn't help the vocal sound effects that they chose for the wolves. Ooh, 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 ooh. It's always going on. It's literally a person going on a mic going ooh, ooh.
I forget if they
It's
improved
gross.
those for the 3DS remake. The 3DS remake surprisingly improves a lot of stuff.
Well, actually no. The Ocarina of Time one, I'm fine with. Not so much the Majora's Mask one, but
It's because they remove a lot of the language and whatnot.
no, not just that. It's okay. Ocarina of Time's remake. That's fine. That's definitely the definitive version. But I don't really like what they did to the lighting of the 3DS version of Majora's Mask, because the Majora's Mask specifically went for a darker color scheme to fit the atmosphere and story that the game was going for. And Majora's Mask 3DS kind of used the same color scheme and lighting of Ocarina of Time 3DS, which doesn't really fit the Majora's Mask's atmosphere.
But aside
I
from
get
that,
that.
it's an improvement, right?
Maybe the 3DS had a hard time doing that
No,
stuff.
no. The 3DS is
no.
perfectly capable of replicating that. It was basically because I guess they didn't really want to bother changing the lighting or something like that.
Well, is it possible to maybe just darken it when you do it on the 3DS? Since I hear that for all intents and purposes, Majora's Mask on the 3DS version. Does it also have new content? I forget.
No, it doesn't.
Or maybe you could just like play with the light settings, because I hear that the textures do look better and all that jazz.
No,
and
they
stuff.
do. Yeah, they do. They do look better, but I still think the first game in general, the visuals convey, while technically lower key, they still convey the fit the atmosphere a lot better.
I get that. I was just wondering, is there a way to maybe play with the lighting settings, and then that would remind you of the good old days if we?
Well,
So-
probably. Anyway, we have arrived pretty much.
Jeez.
Ahead of us is the Baron Temple, our next dungeon.
I'm the little girl in Len's cave.
Unfortunately, that's where we need to take on.
You're right.
The Baron Temple is just ahead.
Oh, let me guess here. We're gonna find a hot chick in here who's also trying to kill the villain.
That would be a.
Aww.
Wait, so you're implying that we get like an entire female cast, all voiced by Laura Bailey, seeking revenge and
No,
screwing
I was
Sailors?
just referencing Ocarina of Time again.
Okay, we'll take it from here.
Oh, and one more thing.
Okay.
Hmm?
She gave us the
Aw,
map of the temple.
god dang it, you're so
thank
cute and helpful.
It's like Gary Oak's sister in
Gilva, don't get
Pokemon Red and
attached.
Blue.
I just
You know what's
can't.
interesting? You know what's interesting? If Link in Ocarina of Time obviously is meant to be, of course, a link between you and the game, hence the name. But even that, despite that, pretty much every woman in that game ends up falling for Link. So basically, by extension, I'm guessing you're supposed to interpret that every single woman in that game falls for you. I don't know.
Of course. Alright,
Oh.
in the next part we'll tackle the Baron Temple. See ya.
See you, everybody.
So, yeah.
See ya.